Hey guys, this is your Breakfast with the Brand. I am your host, Shaan East, as always, flanked by the phenomenal Bobby Jackson. Guys, listen, I hope you're feeling real special today because today is a special day for me. Today is a very special day for me. I really hope that today is a very special day for you. There's a couple reasons why it's a special day for me, but I want to ask Bobby, how you feeling, brother? How you feeling this morning? Is it a special day for you?
It is absolutely phenomenal day for me. It's my brother's birthday today, actually. My
Ah,
second born, second born is his birthday. I'm the first. But for me, I woke up this morning and business done right is fun. That's what came to my mind. It's fun when you do it right, but it might not be easy. I was running to the gym and it was like super cold, and I got there early and I realized that it was closed. So it's freezing outside, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I gonna do? As I look into the gym, and then I just started running. And then I started running and I was moving so fast when I got ready to come back in. I was like, it's still not open yet. Still got time to kill. It's like four something in the morning. So then I started doing lunges for like meters. I don't even know how many lunges I did. And then I got there. So I said to myself as I got in the gym, I was like, yeah, icy morning, cold morning, my brother's birthday, business is fun. Might not be easy, but you're gonna have a lot of fun doing it.
good stuff. So the gym opened up afterwards.
Yeah, it opened up at like 5. So I got like 30 minutes in, like just in the cold
Very
outside getting
good.
it.
Very good. Interesting story, right? I remember driving to the gym. This is when I was in Long Island. I would drive to the gym, Retro Fitness. Shout out to the guy at Retro Fitness, man. I promise you, in Hewlett, New York. So Retro Fitness, I used to drive to the gym and there's an underground, right? So there's an underground pass, and I would come to the underground pass, and the guy would park like over there in the corner and then go inside the gym. He would park and then he would go inside the gym. This was probably around 4 in the morning. They open up at 5. I would be there at 4 in the morning. And he would park up and he would go in the gym. And then a half hour later, maybe 45 minutes later, he would come down and open the door. And that's when everybody could come in. But watch the repetition. Repetition deepens the impression. Impression management. Write it down. Impression management. Because I was consistent, key, Bobby, I knew it was closed. I knew it was closed. I did not expect any special treatment. Me showing up early was not anything for him to do. Me showing up early was for me to do because this is the way I program myself. Cold, doing hard things. Now, listen, Great Neck, Islip, Hewlett, Long Island, these are different colds. I learned there's a different cold, right? Places have different colds. So cold in Miami, Florida is different than cold in Antarctica is different than cold in Long Island, New York, surrounded by water. It's a different kind of cold. But this is what happened, Bobby. This is what happened over the impression management piece. The guy kept seeing me sit there for about a week and a half. And then I'm sitting there one morning, seeing him park and on his way to the door, but this time he doesn't pass the door. This time I jump. I jump because he knocks on my window. He taps on my window, and I'm like, and he's like, "Come on." I said, "What?"
Yeah.
He said, "Come on." Yo, Bobby, I jumped out that car like Spider-Man, grabbed my gym bag and my stuff, and from that point on, I had the gym to myself. Listen, guys, this is how the world will wake up with you if you wake up with the world. Write it down. This is how the world will wake up with you if you wake up with the world. The guy tapped on my window, did not have to do it, did not owe me a thing, didn't ask for $1 more. Impression management. I had my own gym for an hour before he opened it to the public. Bobby, when people were coming in to get their fix in the morning, I was headed to the showers.
Wow.
I was headed to the showers, shaving and showering, and headed to the Long Island Railroad. That's how I started my day. This is how you use impression management to train people how to treat you. I tell people this all the time. I said, you train people how to treat you based on how you treat yourself. Do hard things and the world will get easy. Do easy things and the world will get hard. This is your Breakfast with the Brand. I am your host, Shaan Rais, as always, flanked by the phenomenal Bobby Jackson. We'll be right back. I don't think we came to play this morning. Let's grow. There's slow growth and then there's scale. There's incremental growth and then there's exponential growth. What I want to talk to you about is adding a zero to you and experiencing exponential scale. Incremental growth says 1 + 1 is 2. Exponential growth says 1 + 0 is 10. Incremental growth says 2 + 2 is 4. Exponential growth says 5 + 0 is 50. Guys, listen, when you add a zero to you, you can add a zero to the marketplace. You can add a zero to the value that you bring. So you can add a zero to your family, add a zero to your legacy. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about incremental, we're talking about exponential. I always say that business is a spiritual game. Just imagine when you combine your skills, your values, your abilities, your talents to something bigger than you, something greater than you, something like the power of exponential. That is adding a zero. Add a zero to your competence, add a zero to your confidence. This is about adding a zero in your life, your value, your industry, and your mission. Let's grow. The reason why I did this and what I do is help leaders to become brands and brand themselves. You train people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. I teach authenticity marketing. If people can take advantage of you, they will in your personal or professional existence.
My biggest takeaway just from day one is you are the brand. I would recommend it to anybody that's really looking to build a personal brand.
Just the brand in general has changed my life. I've grown so much since I've been a part of this.
I see myself in what he does, and I believe in it just as much as I believe in myself.
I learned something, Bobby. I learned something in that early interaction. The world will form itself to support the man who does what he wants. I promise you guys, you will impress your will upon the world and the world will part for you. This is the first time that it really hit me hard, guys. I added a zero. I added a zero to my life, and a hero was added to my life. God added a hero to my life because I added a zero. I was willing to wake up earlier. I was willing to get there early, Bobby. I was willing to sit in the cold. This man owed me nothing, didn't know me from a hole in the wall. But he became a hero to my morning, and he allowed me to be more phenomenal than I thought possible because I was willing to do hard things. Again, I promise you this. This is elemental soil science. This is foundational. Do hard things and the world will get easy. Do easy things and the world will get hard.
I love this add a zero piece because in the military, we say 0700, 0800, 0900. And pretty much once you get to the afternoon, there's no more zeros. So it's like 12, 13, 14, 15, 1600. right? So it's really interesting. If I were to say to myself as a military man, add a 0, that means get up earlier. Add a 0 to the time. So I say that to say this: what are we doing with our mornings is very important. You can add a 0 to your morning using military time, so to speak. But if we was just to keep it simple, keep it business, what are you doing before the sun comes up? You know, Shaan taught me, just like he's taught his children, do more before the sun rises than most people do all day. He's taught that to me. And as I've gone through this process, what I've learned is that when you can own the morning and you can get a hold of the day properly, you also own the rest of the day. It's like you become this impenetrable force to be reckoned with as you march through your day. And a lot of times in business, I found, like, I've been doing research on myself. Like, we have the brand planner, like, you guys got to get you one. But granted, you got to be in certain communities, get you one, but you got to get you one. But the brand planner, I've been using it. And what I realized about myself was that I've been building entrepreneurial stamina. So those that know anything about me know that I'm a runner. Like, I run. Now, granted, I slimmed down quite a bit. Now I'm slowing down on the running because I got to bulk back up. I got to be solid too. I want to, I'm looking for a certain physique, but I'm a runner. And as a runner, you have different things you got to do to stay in shape. So I want to ask you this morning: what is your entrepreneurial step? Like, how many miles can you put in? Because that's something that the brand planner revealed to me, because we always have to coach ourselves. And I'm like, ooh, when I eat XYZ, I tap out sooner. Or, oh, when I stop eating at this time, I have more energy in my reserve. Or, ooh, if I eat this at this time, then I struggle to get up in the morning. So it's like, it's all of those different things that lead into entrepreneurial stamina. So as I give it back to Shaan here, I just want you guys to think about your entrepreneurial stamina, about what you do to manage your impression, and pretty much, are you going as hard as you need to go in order to have the stamina you need to have to keep on going, keep on pressing?
Fire, fire, fire. So let me just answer that question real quick. No, you are not. No, you are not. I guarantee you, like, I don't care what you're doing, where you're at, what your situation is, you are not going as hard as you could possibly go. That I guarantee. And I guarantee this as well. In the right community, you'll find out what hard really is. Yes, 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 yes. In the right community, around the right people, in the right environment, you will find out what hard really is. Like, I thought it was cold. I'm from Harlem, right? So I thought it was cold until I moved to Long Island. I thought I knew what the cold was. We had one winter, it was like maybe 93, 92-ish, 3 feet of snow in Harlem. And it was what they call brick. It was brick. And it was what my father used to call the hawk. He used to say, the hawk is out. The hawk is out. So let me tell you something. The hawk was out. At least I thought the hawk was out. I found out that I didn't even know what a hawk was until I got to Long Island. Because it's a whole different world. It's a whole different world of cold when you're surrounded by water that close. But I was still willing to arrive at the gym an hour early, just to kind of psych myself out and put myself in the right mind state, to put myself in the right physical state that would put myself in the right mind state. Now, granted, I'm not in that cold, harsh terrain and situation anymore. Like, I follow the sun. I'm Florida, Miami, Myrtle Beach, anything, wherever the sun is. I'm California. Wherever the sun is, I follow the sun. Like, right now, it's warm, early. However, I put myself in ice cold, freezing temperatures consistently. So after I work out, ice shower, cold shower, ice bath. Because I have to continue to train my mind to put myself to sacrifice myself to conditions that are uncomfortable, so that when hard situations present themselves, which they always will, I can respond in kind. I'm comfortable in hard things, and business is not easy, as anybody who's been successful in business can tell you. As a matter of fact, that brings me to the point of Saturday, guys. If you didn't catch Saturday's session, go back. If you didn't catch Saturday's session, go back. We had a phenomenal, phenomenal guest in the person of Joel D. Smith. And let me just tell you something about Joel. You know, he has a different perspective from 30 years of battle-tested Army experience, from decades of military pilot to commercial pilot experience. His perspective is different. So, you might think that you're putting yourself in harsh terrain and dealing with harsh situations, but sometimes your hard is really soft. Sometimes what you think is so hard, like everybody thinks their burden is the heaviest, but when you have certain people around you and you put yourself in a certain environment with certain people, some of those people being war, battle tested Marines, people who survived like real harsh, impoverished ghetto predicaments to turn around and go get 3 master's degrees and write 3 books and do 450 in less than 90 days at the height of pandemic when when the whole world shuts down. When you put yourself in that environment, you find out what real harsh is and what hard really looks like. So I just wanted to shout out Joel Smith because, man, Saturday was a winner, man. Phenomenal work, brother. Phenomenal work. And if you go back to Saturday, it's on YouTube, it's on LinkedIn, it's on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on LinkedIn. Shout out to everybody watching this on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We're on X and YouTube as well, guys. So wherever you're at, share this out. Wherever you're at, share this out because someone around you, if not yourself, is living sheltered and they need some exposure to harsh and more critical circumstances and environment. They need some serious environmental forces on them to impact their comfortability before their comfortability is impacted by external forces.
Man, I'm thinking about a few things as we talk about external disruptions and like what really gets you going. And it makes me think about the zone. How do you get in the zone? How do you stay in the zone? Do you know what the zone is? Because in business, I found that entrepreneurship, at least, is like a 24-hour zone. I was thinking to myself, like this morning as I was working, I was like, I have to be in the zone with my spouse, with my wife. I got to be in the zone with these kids, my lovely kids. I got to be in the zone with school. I got to be in the zone in the business. I'm like, when am I ever out of the zone? And it really made me think, like, hey, no wonder Coach told me go get a massage every now and then. No wonder he's like, go sit in the sun from time to time, brother. You will burn yourself out. And I think that's where a lot of people hit that burnout piece is like, because I've been there multiple times, is when we don't know how to get to the zone. We don't know when we're in the zone, and we don't know how to decompress and refill so that we can stay in the zone consistently. And that's when I go back to that stamina piece, because I've just been realizing a lot that you have the income, or rather the experience, you've got the expertise, and you've got the education. And now that you've got all of these things going for you, the question then becomes, how do I get all of them to work together for my economic improvement? And in my experience, it's you got to get in the zone. And to get in the zone, it sometimes requires coaching, because I'll be on the outside. And so I was going through my DISC assessment coaching. And as I was going through it, I was looking at it and I got to the bottom and it said, you are the type of person that needs outside direction because you may overanalyze simple things due to your detail orientation. I see. So when I say sometimes you need coaching to get in the zone, I can every time, without fail, and this is pretty funny to me, that I'm going through something and I start overanalyzing and I call Coach, I'm like, Coach, it's going down, mayday, mayday. He'll say, calm down, stand up. The water is 3 feet. And I'm like flopping around, laying down. And they're like, all I have to do is stand up. The water is 3 feet. So I just want to put that out there for you guys. Like, as you're watching this and as you're thinking about where you are and you can do better, like, you're educated, you're executing, you may even be generating some revenue, but you know that there's more. You might not be in the zone. You might be crushing it just through talent. What does talent look like when it's in the zone and properly coached and curated? And that's what I've been experiencing over these past 3-4 years. It's incredible.
It's very important that you know yourself to the highest degree possible, because it's through knowing ourselves that we're able to know other people. You are the most important person in the room, and the better that you know yourself, the better that you're able to communicate to others. So you're not only playing the game knowing who you are, but you're also playing the game knowing who everyone else is, so that you're not playing blind.
He's extremely engaging with people. He has a fantastic smile, and he's just very high energy person.
This is called leadership development. So we have to be independently knowledgeable and considerate to know who we are, so we can more effectively know who other people are. As the leader, it's your responsibility to allocate resources in the right places. If you don't know how to communicate effectively, you're losing the battle. I said Shaan Ride East. I'm proud. I said Shaan Ride East. Leadership is not the brand they made for us.
Listen, he brought fire, heat. He didn't hold back.
20 years down the line, what I could sell, why not serve first? Service over salary. Branding like a leader closes the gap for people who want branding. Speaking like a leader closes the gap for people who are nervous about speaking. If Steve Jobs would have speculated, we wouldn't have Apple.
He changed lives. He helped people open up their business and start their business.
We are the brand. Some people say, Shaan, should I quit my job? Mentally, yes.
As a speaker too, to be able to learn from him and watch him and you know, game respects game. And I want to have that much game someday.
The right client, pay $500,000 for what you do. You have to be bold in your beliefs.
He has been an amazing asset to this event and a pleasure to work with. Very captivating, collaborative, worked very well with the audience.
I want to help you. Put a 0 behind your number, right?
The session was great. How he is online, virtually, he is even more phenomenal in person.
Be the face of change that you want to see. Stop asking questions and start giving demands.
The entire team has just been absolutely incredible. They are a joy to work with. They go above and beyond.
Give yourself a round of applause. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so I said when you guys came on, right? I said this is a very, very, very special day. Very special day again. I'll say it again. So, Bobby, you said that your brother was born today, right? Is today his born day?
It is his born day.
Very good. Very good. Well, he's in great company, right? Because we are once again today giving birth to the Ultimate Brand Challenge. Guys, listen. This challenge has 7-figure earners. 7-figure earners have come from this brand challenge. We've done multiple challenges, and we've got some super harsh wins, like super big wins have come from different challenges that we've done. But the brand challenge specifically, we have refined it every time we've done it, Bobby. Every time we do it, I go back and I crack the hood and I impress and I change and I tweak and I pop and I fix and I conform and I find and I put it under the microscope. Listen, systematization, scaling, optimization, maximization, systematization, scaling yourself out of it. So when Bobby talks about putting himself under the microscope and finding out what it is about him, that's called scaling. Scaling is a consistent, rigorous, tenacious act done over and over again for improvement. And that's what the Ultimate Brand Challenge is all about. So we are launching it yet again. And today is the kickoff day. Today is the kickoff day. It's not a game. It's happening again. And I believe the dates are from the 18th to the 22nd. So watch this, guys. We did it for 5 days. Then we shortened it for 3. And it just wasn't enough. We started at 5 days, Bobby, and then everybody was like, it's a 5 whole days. Let's shorten it for 3, and we shortened it for 3. And I said, you know what? 3 isn't enough. BRAND. It's 5 days. BRAND. It has to be. It must be 5 days because business media needs its own day. Remote teams needs their own day. Authenticity marketing needs its own day. Name, image, and likeness, or like the personal brand, like the core, the foundation of everything, the name, the image, and the likeness needs its own day. And then delegation, leadership, delegation to domination definitely needs its own day. Might need 5 days just for that. But listen, guys, 5 days from March 18th to the 22nd, it's going down, and your revenue, if you're present, will be going up. Your confidence, if you're present, will be going up. Your personal brand, your following, your lead count, your team count will be going up if you're present. March 18th to March 22nd. That's a guarantee. Evidence-based, like every single thing that you'll ever hear me say.
Whew, brand challenges. Brand challenges. I get excited when I hear about them, when we think about and talk about them, because I remember getting one of my first clients, I think, through a brand challenge that was put on. And I thought that was remarkable. I actually ended up getting 2 clients, but one didn't stay. One wasn't a good fit for me. But I thought that was phenomenal because like minds are attracted to like brands. And a lot of times it's really hard when you're getting started and when you're trying to figure things out to have a brand that's strong enough to attract your ideal client. So I didn't know this at the time. Like I was really literally getting started, but the strength of Shaan's brand at the time, and as it even has continued to evolve and develop, had attracted so many people, so many strong, powerful, and ready to go people, that I was in the perfect space to make the right connection, have the right conversation, and potentially provide value to someone. And it worked out just like that. So when we say, people took information and went out and made money and brought it back and told their testimonies, I was one of those guys that went out, made money, brought it back, told the testimony, and then got a phenomenal client through that engagement. And it wasn't even any funny business. They didn't like, hey, anybody that made any money, 10% this, 20% that. It was like, it was a genuine environment. And I thought that was phenomenal. I'm excited for you all. I'm excited for myself because I'll be I'll be there.
Listen, guys, like I said, like I always say, some things are meant to be given for free, right? So the atmosphere, the energy in the room is free. Come and get some. Come and get some. Like, come and get some. We're going to bring some heavy hitters to the challenge. I guarantee it. Like, there's going to be heavy hitters. Everyone is going to be willing to go. Everybody's going to be ready to go. Nobody's going to be cheap. Nobody's going to be broke. Nobody's going to be poor. Nobody's going to be poor mentally or like with the woe is me mentality. I don't attract those people. I flick those fleas. I flick those fleas early. You don't have to worry about it. We've been pushing the wrong fit clients away for the past 5 years. So if someone comes around me and they're talking highly about me or they're in anything that I do, these are highly qualified, edified individuals. Weak people break in the right environment. And that's why you want to be in the right room. You want to be in the right environment. You want to be in a high ticket environment. You want to be in an evidence-based environment, a 3E edified environment where people have the education, have the experience, have the expertise. What does that mean? That means they have the economy. They have the economy. They're not broke. They're not bottom feeders, right? And listen, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know I'm aggressive and can be seen as overly sometimes pressure oriented, intimidating. I've been called these things, but that's okay because there's some people who aren't there for me. They come for Bobby, but they in the right room. They don't come for me. They come for Joel Smith, but they in the right room. right? They're attracted to the light. They're attracted to the fire like a firefly. And my thing is like to bring the heat, bring the people, bring the pressure, turn it up, turn up the volume, make people take notice. That's a brand. That's a disruptor. That's what I do. I bring the energy. I bring the fire. Now, when people come, get busy, get money, make yourself known, network, don't be quiet. And I'm not looking for a kickback. I don't need it. I'm doing my own business. Like my business is sustained from percentages and percentages of what you do to become successful. I hope to show you how to become successful. And if you don't know how to scale your business, how to scale your revenue, how to go from social media to business media, if you don't know how to really leverage leadership and create a remote team and lead them while you don't have to micromanage them or look over their shoulder, the Ultimate Brand Challenge will show you how to do that. If you don't know how to authentically market yourself, like how do I tell my story? How does my story impact people? You'll learn that on the Ultimate Brand Challenge. That's why we do it. That's why it's there. It's there for you to come and take advantage. It's there for you to meet the people in the room. Off the Zoom, in the room. You got to meet the right people. Name, image, and likeness, how to brand you and not what you do. And then, of course, how to delegate. Because if you can't duplicate yourself, you'll never be able to dominate in business. You'll never be free. You'll think you got a job. Let me tell you something. You won't have a business and you won't have a job. You'll have a burden. Business becomes a burden for those who have not been blessed yet with the art of delegation, the art of self-duplication, and getting yourself out of the way so you can stay in your sweet spot, stay in your leadership leverage exponential zone. See, we're going to talk a whole nother language here, guys. I'm going to introduce you to an entirely different technology. I'm going to introduce you to an entirely different science, an entirely different art, and an entirely different technology, psychology, and how to turn your wisdom and your words into weaponry in business. Very sophisticated, highly articulated. You do not want to miss it. This is only for the sophisticated, for the very serious, for those entrepreneurs who want to be leaders in the next vertical. You're not going from 7 figures to 7.2, or from 6 figures to 6.5, or from 5 figures to 5.3. This is for people who want to go from 5 figures to 7 figures. People who want to go from 6 figures to 8 figures. People who want to go from 4 figures or no figures to 6 figures. We're talking about collapsing decades into days and making your yearly income monthly, your monthly income weekly, and your weekly income daily. It's not a sideline. It's not a punchline. This is a promise for those who are very serious professionals who want to become profitable. We will increase your visibility in one day. You'll go from visibility to credibility to profitability in one day. People have come to the day one of my challenges and come back the next day like, I did what you said, Shaan. I did what you said and got my first $15,000 client. Thank you. I did what you said, Shaan. I did what you said. I met somebody. I called somebody. I picked up my phone. You said the money was in my phone. You gave us a homework assignment and I closed the client. First client. Thank you so much. This is what happens every single time we do a brand challenge. And let me tell you something. This will be no different. It only gets better. I hope you're in the right room at the right time. March 18th through the 22nd. I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell, Bobby, but I'm excited.
Yes, I can definitely tell and I can feel it. And that's what I want to share with the people this morning is like the transfer of energy is really, really crazy. Like if you haven't been to a brand challenge, like imagine like a football game or something. Like it's like everybody's watching and everybody's energized. The chat is jumping, like everybody's connected. And as these people are connecting, we're putting ones, tens, hundreds in the chat as we're checking the energy in the room. And it's an experience unlike anything you've ever experienced if you've never been in a room full of highly qualified, highly engaged and aggressive individuals. And when I say aggressive, I mean in their own right. Like they are really serious about what they do. But the piece that I wanted to talk about as far as the transfer of energy that's really interesting is a lot of times when I talk to people on the back end, because we make connections, and I'll talk to someone, I'll get a connect, and then I'll talk to them on the back end. I normally hear this, and I think this is really profound. They'll say, man, I could have been doing this years ago. And it's something about the experience. It's something about the energy. It's something about the way that the information is communicated that clicks for the people. And that's why I think it is an invaluable experience, because sometimes I think it was Les Brown who said people are going through life with their emergency brakes on. It's like they're flooring it in life, but their emergency brake is up because no one has been able to communicate to them effectively in the way that they need to hear it in order for them to release the brake. And that's what it was for me, and that's what it is for so many other people. So I highly encourage you to get some of this energy, get some brakes released, because I'm telling you, like when you hear the stories, when you hear other people come on and tell their story, you'll be like, I'm not by myself, I'm not alone. Everybody's experiencing their own trauma, drama, and we all trying to turn it into commas. Like you're going to be in a room and you're like, okay, these my people. These are my people. And there's something about that energy, guys. It revs you up. And if you know anything about the brand, the rev in you is a direct reflection to your revenue.
Listen, ROI at SOI, right? This is your chance, like to get in there to really get curriculum. So when you hear us speak on the Breakfast with the Brand, if you're serious, then you can extract some minerals. You can extract some proteins, vitamins, and minerals and grow your brand, like grow your business. You can. However, if you're looking for core curriculum, like if you want to bypass the commentary and get to the core curriculum, that's what we'll be teaching inside of the Brand Challenge. I will be going into core curriculum, how to build your brand media, how to turn your social media into business media. Because people post cakes, cats, kids, candy, all kinds of stuff, right? We don't do that though. We make millions of dollars online on Facebook. The same phone you got is the same phone that I use. Like the same access that you have is the same access that I did, and we did 450K in less than 90 days organically. No funnel, no ads, none of that. Same place you're looking at this from right now. And I'll be teaching that on the Brand Challenge. Remote teams, the way I did it was bringing together people from all over the world. Some of them are still here now. That's right. I was not a solopreneur from the very beginning. The way I brand me doesn't only attract my ideal client, it also attracts my ideal team. And if you find yourself as a solopreneur or one hand light, you need a few more hands on deck. Don't miss the Brand Challenge, because that's day number 2, remote teams. I was talking about remote teams years before the pandemic, because I saw something coming down the block and around the corner. So when it did happen, I was able to take advantage of the situation instead of having the situation take advantage of my unpreparedness. This is a reality. Authenticity marketing. I've never told anybody else's story. I've only got one story, guys. I've only got one truth. I'm just a kid from Harlem who God chose to show his favor and mercy through, and it's taken me all over the world. It's literally taken me all over the world and provided a life for me and others that we did not think possible. Those who follow me have lives that they never thought possible. Those who partner with me have lives that they never thought possible. Those who work with me turn around and have lives that they can't remember and can't even begin to distinguish within a year or 2 years of working with me. And I've never told anyone else's story. I don't script. I don't have to. It's authentic. And I'm comfortable in my skin. I don't have to walk in rooms and be somebody I'm not. I don't have to conform in rooms. It's the most beautiful thing in the world, to be comfortable in your skin and be authentic and know that you're holding tight to your morals, values, and principles, and you don't have to conform for nobody. There's just something about congruency. There's something about being genuine and being comfortable and being able to look at your kids and being able to look at your wife and being able to look at your father and know that you are the same person. And you don't have to change and compromise your ideals for a check. That's what I mean when I say authenticity marketing. I don't sell something else. I give it to you plain. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm fine with that. Name, image, and likeness. It is me. You are the brand. I say brand you. Guys, listen, on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, I don't care where you listening in from. You are the brand. I don't care what you've been through. Single mother of 5. It doesn't make a difference. I'll show you how to become a millionaire. In the service, out the service, millionaire. Doctor, millionaire. Not whatever they tell you your degree is worth. We'll put 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros behind that. And I'm so serious. My goal is to change the face of leadership, starting with yours, just like I started with mine. Name, image, and likeness. We don't need anything added to us. Add a 0 to you. I'll show you how to add some heroes to your business. And then I'll show you how to scale yourself out of your business so you're not a slave under your business. So you don't bury yourself in the grave of your business. That's through delegation, duplication, execution at a super high level, leadership. And I'm not speaking from my hypothesis or my postulation or last night's dream. I have 3 master's degrees. One of them happens to be leadership in crisis. One is organizational development and change, how to build a business through crisis. What we did during COVID is proof of it. Industrial and organizational psychology, the thinking of high performers within organizational settings. Look at Bobby, high performer within organizational settings. Now he's in an organizational setting of his own creation. You can be too. You can be too. I don't care where you're at in your business. I don't care if you have a business. You don't have to have an LLC. You show up here. I'm going to tell you this. Come to VIP. Come to VIP every single day from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. and you'll sit down with me in a much more intimate setting in the VIP, and I'm going to address every single person one-on-one. And I'm going to give you your battle and brand blueprint. We're not playing games in here. We came to change the face of leadership, starting with your own. This is the Breakfast with the Brand, and we're talking about the brand challenge. We help people make money. We help people get revenue, not feel better. It's cool to feel good. It's cool to be motivated, cool to be inspired, but I'm about empowerment. I'm a little bit beyond the energy piece where you feel good. I want to help you get results so you can feed good. It's great to feel good, but if your family's still hungry, it won't feel good for long. After the motivational speech, that stuff wears off. I'm talking about evidence-based empowerment that will last and that will feed your family for decades and then show them how to become business owners. It's a different level of leadership that I talk about. It's a different level of business that I talk about, and it will be a different level of branding if you do the right thing and show up at this brand challenge. Guys, we'll be right back. This is the Breakfast with the Brand. Business is like a game of chess. It's not checkers. If you don't know how to lead with a personal brand, then you're losing the battle.
Everything about Shaan's talk was fantastic. I mean, I got so much from it.
So he was really bringing fire and passion and just love and spirit to let everybody else know how do you become a leader amongst the leaders.
You hold the key in your hand. There is more power in this phone than there was that took the first man to the moon.
His energy, his dynamic information, gave a really great presentation.
I didn't ask for any money. I didn't have an offer. I had a heart to help people and meet them where they were at and find their need and fulfill it.
Shaan is the bomb.
I don't talk theory. I don't talk hyperbole. I don't talk opinion. Nothing I talk is anything but evidence-based.
During the G-Circle retreat in Atlanta, I had the pleasure and the honor of listening to Mr. Shaan He will not only impact your organization, but he will elevate your team to another level.
When you change you, when you put you into the equation, the whole system is different. I guarantee you, you got the right thing. You are the right person. If you can present yourself in the best way possible, there's no negotiation.
His energy is infectious, and I have so many takeaways from the presentation that I can't wait to get started and implement them today to see the result.
Man, you know, Coach, what I was thinking about as I went through this was when you go through a brand challenge or when you go through one of the courses, you know, like the results aren't fair. Like the results you get, like the edge you get, it's just not fair. And I said to myself as I was going through, I was like, and why should it be? If you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to show up and take time out of your day and value everything that you're being introduced to, why shouldn't you take advantage of the edge, sharpen the edge, and be an unfair competitor in the marketplace? And what I mean by that is people just can't compete. It's no longer competition anymore. It's about creating, and it's about what you can create and how quickly you can create it and the authenticity that you can wrap around that creation simply by being who you are. So one of the things that I wrote down concerning the edge and concerning what we're talking about right now is my background is finance. So I just want to tell you guys like the reality, like I know the reality. You're scaling your business or you're trying to build your business and you're trying to figure out where the money's going to come from. Probably going to the bank, bank's not giving you anything. Probably burned through the savings and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm getting close to fumes. You're probably in a situation where you got 2, 4, 5, 6 credit cards and all of them are getting closer to limits. Let me tell you how those problems are solved from personal experience. Revenue. That solves those problems. Sales. Cash collected.
That's it.
Cash collected. And so many times we try to borrow our way out of a bad business. And I'm not saying that your business is bad. I'm just saying that sometimes we work for terrible bosses and we're the boss because we just don't know what to do.
Come on, let's go. That's right.
We're like, man, I'm a tyrant. I'm killing myself. And I don't want to. I'm crushing my business and I don't mean to. I'm alienating my family and that's not my intention. But until you understand what you're doing, until you've got the brand built out properly, doing the business media right, until you have the remote teams. When I wrote down it's not fair, I wrote it down like this because here's what I see a lot of times. People come to me and I'm talking to different entrepreneurs and they're like, you know, I need working capital. I need money so I can hire people. I need money so I can hire people. I was like, I laugh. I don't laugh to them, you know, because I just laugh to myself because of my experience. I was like, the way Shaan taught it to me, my first 5 team members were free. I didn't pay any of them. And I didn't pay them not because they weren't valuable, but because I knew how to communicate the vision. And because I knew how to communicate to them, and I also understood my brand, and I could relate my brand to their brand, and we could find brand synergy, and then we could find a collective cause. The cash came from the connection instead of from me going to a bank and potentially going to collections, right? And nobody wants to go there. But that's what happens when we borrow money that we don't know how to use. We burn through the cash and capital before we even have a minimum viable product. We're online posting cats, kids, and cakes, and we're just not figuring it out. We're going live talking about everything but what the people need to live. And when you go through the brand challenge, guys, I'm telling you, I guarantee you, you will start to reshape your thought process. You'll gain clarity, and with clarity comes cash, in my experience anyway. And as you get this clarity and this cash flowing into your business, you'll start to see the light. And here's a freebie before I turn it back over to Shaan. A lot of you all have families, husbands, wives, kids. Let me tell you something. A struggling entrepreneur often has a struggling home life. Ask me how I know, right? I had to build. And I had to grow, and I had to change, and I had to learn, and I had to fight, and I had to grind. And you can learn how to do those things responsibly by showing up to the right place at the right time, getting the right information from the right people. And I just wanted to edify this because I've been on this entrepreneurial journey for some time. I've added some zeros to my revenue. I've changed tax brackets, bought houses, paid off cars, and retired my wife. I know what it looks like, and you can do it too. But you need to have things in place properly to do it.
It's not easy. Let me just put that out there. Like, it's not easy. What you want to be able to do is you want to be able to do 3 things. And I've combined them into a framework. I believe in systematization. You want to clarify. You need to clarify. So a lot of people do a million different things because they got a million different talents or a million different things pulling on them, or they want to solve a million different problems for a million different people. And that's called lunacy. It will never happen. That's not the way you become successful. And people say, well, Shaan, you do coaching, speaking, consulting, you do you do the industrial and organizational piece, you do all of these different things. And it's like, okay, yes, I do. That's true. But I started with one. And that's branding. Branded like a leader specifically, because the core, the foundation of the essence, when you get to know me, like, it was leadership way back when, because I chose the wrong things and did the wrong things growing up in Harlem because we didn't have the leadership examples. So from leadership, I realized, okay, people need to brand themselves. They need the confidence piece. And that's how we started with Branded Like a Leader. The brand challenge is a condensation of Branded Like a Leader. It's everything that you need to build your brand, everything that you need to start your business, build your brand the right way. And if your business is broken, like if you've gone up and down and your revenue is kind of like an EKG machine and your impact is kind of like an EKG machine, and it makes you depressed and it makes you tired instead of lighting you up and making you electric with energy, that's an indication. If it's hard, if it feels painful, that's an indication that you're doing it wrong. Your business should give you energy. Bobby comes here energized. He's on fire. He's lit. I come here energized. I'm on fire. I'm lit. My eyes flutter at 2 o'clock in the morning and I can't go to sleep because I'm so excited for the people that I serve and for the people that I help and for the phenomenal breakthroughs that we're going to have with people. Like the session that we had on Saturday with Joel Smith. Go back to Saturday. Guys, if you're watching this right now, #replay squad, go back to Saturday. And check out the phenomenal gentleman, the phenomenal example of servant leadership and service, distinguishable service, undeniable service rendered by the guests that we had on Saturday. Your business should be a source of energy, not a source of sympathy. And if you want to learn how to turn that weakness into a win, if you want to learn how to turn that confusion into clarity, clarify, simplify, and amplify with yours truly, Shaan Rais, during the Ultimate Brand Challenge on April 18th through April 22nd. We are not going to play any games like we never do. Tomorrow, we will be at the same time, same place, with the same energy, giving you the same truth like I've been doing for the past 5 years. This is The Breakfast with the Brand. I hope to see you there. Let's grow.